Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great to have you in the room. It is great to see so many people in the room. It's great to be on Facebook Live. So if you are on Facebook Live and you watch it, don't just watch it for 30 or 40 seconds, because we're really gonna give you nuggets tonight. I've got a great speaker tonight on the call. He's not just a speaker, he's a friend of ours. He's our business coach, and he really teach us a lot. So, Cole, I know you. I know what you are capable of, but I really need to read your bio, because it's actually too much to remember. So don't worry if I read it. Luckily, I know you for a long time. So you're not a stranger to us. So Cole is a global thought leader who leads and influences multi-billion-dollar-a-year industries. He's an inspiring motivational speaker and facilitator who speaks on the importance of strategy first, creating competent leadership, and implementing strong coaching. He's the founder and CEO of World Class Summits, an accredited professional speaker, business mentor, and executive coach. So Cole, welcome. I know you from Donnie. Donnie joined the Professional Speakers Association and the guys there, and then I got to know Cole, and he's in the 1-year coaching program with us. But this is a guy that can really help you to get a mini MBA in a year. His background of business is astonishing. So Cole, I just want to honor you tonight, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Marius. I'm not sure where you got my bio, but thank you. I didn't send you anything, so well done wherever you found it. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited to be with you tonight. I love sharing these sessions with you, and I love just sharing what I love and what I do and what I'm about. So from my side, I'm going to take you on a little bit of a roller coaster ride tonight. And I'm going to share with you the topic that I sent for Daniel was just millionaire habits, and just some of the lessons that I've learned as a world-class coach, working with a multitude of people. And we've been working with people, businesses and coaching for around 25 years now. And in all of that time, I've been fascinated by success. And I remember when I started my first business, I was running the business for around 3 years, and I was so frustrated because I didn't feel that I was successful. I didn't feel that I was achieving anywhere near what I had set out to do. And in my frustration, I was just trying to figure out why some people succeed and others don't. And I realized back then already that success is not that complicated. It really isn't. I promise you. You know, when they tell you that you can literally have anything you want, or you can become anything you want. And I've had many arguments with people over the past, but that really is true. It really is true. You can really have anything you want. You can become anything you want. The secret here is you need to want it. So I'm going to share some of what I've learned tonight on habits of successful people, what they do, what those successful people do that other people are not doing. And I guarantee you, if you do them, you will achieve success. I can guarantee you that. I can give you a money back guarantee. Although you didn't pay for tonight's session, I'll still give you a money back guarantee. Now, the other thing I want to share just about myself is that I'm the kind of person who hates complicated. I hate complicated and difficult because when I was growing up, I went to school, and when I was at school, I always used to look at the clever oaks in the class, and I used to think to myself, I could never do that. I could never be that. So the intellectual stuff was just completely out of reach for me. And so what I used to do, and what I started doing, is I started looking at this complicated stuff that the intellectuals are doing, and I started to dissect this stuff and make it really easy, because I believe that it's not complicated. I believe that people overcomplicate things. I believe that a lot of times your teachers and your universities and your professors and lecturers want to make it complicated because it gives them a job and it gives them something to teach you. But I don't believe that. I believe, honestly, that we can simplify things. And so when I look at billionaire habits or millionaire habits, I've broken it down to 3 things. Guys, only 3 things. And I want you to focus tonight on 3 things, and only those 3 things. And if you can do those 3 things, and I'll go into a little bit of detail around those 3 things, I guarantee you, you develop these habits and you'll be successful. So those 3 habits are, number 1, clarity, number 2, competence, and number 3, control. So clarity, competence, and control. Those 3 things, those are the only things that I want you to focus on. Those are only habits that you need to be clear on, that I guarantee you will make you successful. So let's look at them in a little bit of detail. Remember the 3 C's: clarity, competence, and control. 3 C's. When we think about those 3, let's start with clarity. Now, clarity, for me, picture life. I picture our lives as the story, as you sitting in this rowboat, like the picture you can see there, and in your mind you have this picture of the other side of the dam, or the other side of the lake, and there's this island on the other side of the lake. And you get up and you get into your little boat and you look at the island and you make a decision that that's where you're wanting to go. You're gonna start rowing your boat, and you're gonna head over to the other side of the lake, to that little island. And what happens in life is that we get into our little boat and we head off in that direction. We've got this clear picture of what we're wanting to do and where we're wanting to go. And on our way there, there's another little robot that comes from the front, and as we get closer to this little boat, and we see the guy that's in the little boat rowing towards us, and we're rowing towards him. And as we get closer together, we greet one another, and the obvious question is, oh, okay, so where are you going? And you look at this person, you say, well, I've decided that I want to go to the other side of the lake. And this guy looks at you and he says, nah, I've just come from there. It's actually not so nice there. We need to be going to that side of the lake. And you look at him and you listen and you think, oh, okay. And you turn your little boat around and you follow him, and the 2 of you head off in the direction that he pointed out. And while you're heading off in that direction, what happens? Another little boat comes from the front, and as you get closer and you meet up and you start to greet, and the natural question is, where are you going? And you look at the guy and you say, oh, we're heading to that side of the lake, and we're going to that little island. And this guy just looks at you and he says, no, I've just come from there. It's not that nice there. But I've heard that on that far side over there, things are really, really great. That's really where you want to go. And the 2 of you take your little boats and you turn around and you start following this third guy. And what happens is we end up going round and round in circles. And for most people, that's what we do in life. We don't have clarity. We don't have that clarity and that destination that we're wanting to go to. We aren't clear on where we want to go. So anybody that comes across our path influences us, and they tell us of a better destination, or something else we should be doing, or some other dream that we should be pursuing. And in all of this, we just go round and round in circles, because there's no clarity on the destination that we're wanting to go to. So if I look at billionaire or millionaire habits, the first habit that millionaires have, or the successful people have, is they're absolutely clear on the destination, on where they want to go. Absolutely 100% clear on that destination. They know exactly where they're going, know exactly where they want to be. They are not only clear on where they want to be, but also they are determined to get there. They're determined to get there. There's this determination in them that no matter what, they're going, they've got their destination, they know where they're headed, and they are absolutely determined to get there. And they're disciplined to not be distracted by anybody that comes up and tries to distract you. And think about that in your own life. Think about how many times you've set sail. You've tried something, you've tried a new project, or you've tackled a new venture, and halfway there, because you weren't absolutely clear on your destination, you got sidetracked, and you got influenced by someone else, and you lost your determination to keep going. You forgot about the discipline. You didn't instill that discipline of doing what needs to be done every day and focusing on actually getting to your destination, no matter what, no matter who comes alongside you, no matter who tries to influence you and take you away and pull you away from the destiny that's set out for you. So when we think about habits of successful people, that's the first one I want you to work on, is absolute clarity on what your destination is, on what it is you're wanting to achieve and where it is you're wanting to go. Because in our coaching, we found that if people are absolutely clear on where it is they're wanting to go, what it is they're wanting to build, what it is they're wanting to achieve, the clearer they are on that picture and that destination, the more determined they'll be and the more disciplined they will be to go there. And you know what, guys, it actually doesn't matter if you end up there, you end up at your destination and you find, well, maybe this wasn't really right for me. It's okay, because then you find a new destination and you might head in a different direction. But don't give up along the way. Don't listen to what other people tell you and then change your mind before you've decided or you've experienced it for yourself. Your destination and your dream and your vision, you gotta follow it with absolute clarity and determination and discipline. So that's the first thing. Then the next thing I want to talk about is competence. That's the second habit, is competence. And when you look at successful people are absolutely competent. They're competent. They know what they're doing. They have the skills. They took the time to learn. They learned by following people who've been there, by looking at people who have been there and done it, people that can teach them, that can share their experiences with them in a way that teaches them and pushes them forward. They are prepared to unlearn certain things. They're prepared to take some of the stuff that I've learned that's maybe not 100% right and unlearn some of the stuff, because you know what, guys, we've learned stuff. I've learned stuff from those people who influenced me when I was growing up. I think about my parents. I think about my teachers at school. I think about some church that I've been to, some of the preachers that I've listened to, where some of these guys have taught me stuff that's wrong, and I've had to unlearn certain things, and I've had to relearn certain things. So when it comes to competencies, guys, we learn by learning from people who are experts, who have the expertise. We learn through our own experiences, through our own failures, our own shortcomings, our own stumbling, and we relearn so that we can get up and follow that clear path that's set out for you. So that's the second habit of successful people, is that they have those competencies and they are willing to learn, unlearn, and relearn. They're not prideful and arrogant and stubborn, that even though they're making mistakes, even though they're not achieving, they're not where they want to be, they're not stubborn enough to say, you know what, I'm going to keep doing the same thing. Even if I get a different result, I'm not going to unlearn. I'm not going to change my ways. I'm stubborn in that. They're prepared to learn, unlearn, and relearn, because they understand that there's certain competencies that I need in order for me to reach my destination. Think about rowing in that little boat, and you headed for the other side. You got to learn how to navigate. You got to learn how to do certain things. There's certain competencies that you need in order to get you there, and successful people are prepared to develop those competencies so that they can get there. And number 3 is control. So when we think about control, we think about successful people. They control 3 things. They control their time, they control their talents, and they control their treasures. So think about your time. Who's in control of your time? Do you manage other people's chaos? When people say jump, you jump, and you're not in control of your own time, because your time is controlled by someone else, by someone else's chaos, or someone else's emergencies suddenly become your emergencies. Guys, those who are successful, those people who are really successful, they control their own time. And I'm not saying that you need to totally diss everyone else and you need to totally, not do anything that you're supposed to do. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you control your time, so you allocate certain amounts of time to do certain things, but you in control of your time. If I had to show you my diary and you had to go and look at my diary, we do what we call an ideal week at the beginning of the week, where I take my week and I fit into my week, into those time slots, the things that I have to do. Some things that I don't have a choice, I have to do. Some things I do have a choice. And some things I plan and I fit them into my time because I want to be in control of my time. I don't want other people to manage my calendar and my time frame. Because you know what? If you don't have a purpose for your time, believe me, someone else will find a purpose for your time. Someone else will come to you and they'll quickly find something for you to do to fill up your time. And there's so many time wasters. There's so many people that come alongside you and they've got nothing better to do with their time. They're bored. So what do? They come and they waste your time and they take control of your time. Don't allow that. Successful people control their own time. You determine when you're going to rest, when you're going to take a break, when you're going to work, what you're going to do, and how you allocate your time. Marius often talks about having a balanced life and taking care of all those areas of your life to make sure that your life is that you're in control. So think about things like your health, your rest, and when you're working, and recreation and relationships and all those kind of things. Guys, you have to control that, because that's what successful people do. They control their own time. They control their talents. In other words, they understand what their strengths are. They understand where their talents are, and they control that. And they operate in the area of their talents. They don't try and do stuff that's not their talents. They hire people who have talents where they have weaknesses. They staff their weaknesses. But they know what their strengths are. They know what their talents are, and they operate in those areas of their talents. I know what I'm good at, and I try and do those things that I'm good at, because I know that if I focus on my strengths, if I focus on those things that I'm good at, I know that I can become an expert in those things. And I also know that people pay for expertise. If I focus on my weaknesses, I can at most be average, and people don't pay for average. Nobody goes to a restaurant and asks for an average burger. Nobody goes to a steakhouse and asks for an average waiter. You want excellence, you pay for excellence. So if I focus on my talents, if I'm in control of my talents and I use my talents and I develop my talents and I grow my talents, I'll become an expert. And experts can charge a lot of money. And then your treasures. You need to understand that you are a treasure, and you need to be in control of your treasure. And when I say your treasure, you are valuable, and your treasure is valuable. That you can do, that your time, your talents are your treasure, and that treasure is so valuable. If I had to say to you, what's your hourly rate? What would you tell me? Do you know what your hourly rate is? If I said to you, you want to take home 100,000 Rand a month, okay? 100,000 Rand a month in your pocket after tax and expenses. That's how much you want to earn. Do you know how much you need to earn per hour to be able to make that? And think about the average person who works a 40-hour week or a 176-hour month. How much do you have to charge per hour to make what you're wanting to earn? And if you know that, if you can figure out what your treasure is and what your time is worth, then you know where your treasure lies. You know exactly how much. If you waste 5 hours of your morning, then that means the following 3 hours have to make up for your entire earning that you needed to make for that day. If you divide your money up into your hourly allocation and your treasure, that's your treasure. Your time is your treasure. Your talents are your treasure. And you have to be in control of that. If you're not in control of that, guys, I promise you, someone else will come and take control. I always tell my daughters, if we go to the store, if we go to Pick and Pay or a Woolworths or Hyperama or anything, and they've got money, I always say to them, you've got 100 Rand in your pocket. What is the purpose of that 100 Rand? What is your purpose for that 100 Rand? Because if you go into that store without a purpose, believe me, Woolworths would find a purpose for your money. They've got those aisles. You know, when you come close to the till, when you go up to the till, there are those racks full of sweets and all kinds of stuff. They're trying to find a purpose for your money. And if you walked into the store without a purpose for your money, I guarantee you they'll find a purpose for your money, and you'll walk out with something you didn't go in to buy, and they will have your money. And it's the same with successful people as well. If you don't have a purpose, if you're not in control of your time, your talents, and your treasure, believe me, someone else will find a purpose for you, and they'll use your time, your talents, and your treasure, and you won't achieve what you set out to do with it. So that's my message for you today. You need to be totally 100% clear. You need to be competent, and you need to be in control. Those three things. That's all you need in order for you to be highly successful. Can I leave you with a challenge? My challenge is that as you're sitting there right now, that you look to the other side of the lake, that you look ahead in time, that you look 5 years down the line, and that you say to yourself, that's where I want to go. That's where I want to be. That's the other side of the lake that I'm going to. And that's the island that I'm going to. I can see it clearly. That's exactly where I'm going to. And I'm 100% clear. I'm going to get the competencies I need to go there, and I'm going to control my destiny. And I'm going to control my journey, and I'm going to get there. But it starts with clarity of purpose. It starts with exactly to be clear on exactly where it is you're wanting to go. So that's my challenge for you. Spend some time now. You don't have to do it tonight, but spend some time over the next week and gain clarity on where it is you're wanting to go, what it is you're wanting to achieve, and only do those three things. And I guarantee you'll get there. Marius, that's it for me for tonight. I trust that this has been helpful. I trust that that you and your team will take up the challenge that I've given you, because success is not out of reach. It's within the reach of every single one of us. Only need those three things. Thank you, Marius.
Thank you. I absolutely love it. I made my notes here: clarity, competence, and control. And I always believe in the KISS principle. Keep it straight and simple. And everything that we do must actually be so simple. You must never overcomplicate things. So this is a great message. Thank you. Cole, just give us a bit of background about yourself. Where do you come from? Why did you decide to be a business coach?
So Marius,
I
think so. I think I have to look at my own life. You know, they always say that you become, like, if you're a coach or a psychologist or something like that, you become that because you want to sort out your own stuff. You know, I nearly said a bad word there, but you want to sort out your own stuff. So when I looked at starting in business, I left school, and school wasn't my favorite pastime. And I left school. I did an apprenticeship at Telkom. I was an appy there, learned how to fix phones. And I was with Telkom for 3 or 4 years. And I decided that that wasn't for me. I wanted to go into business. So I left and I just started my own business. I was young. I believed that the harder you work, the more successful you'll be. And I believe that. And I wasn't lazy. I was prepared to work really, really hard. I was single at the time. I wasn't married. So I worked day and night for the first 3 years of business. And I failed miserably. I had lots of businesses. I had 3 or 4 stores. I had a chain store. I had other businesses as well, but I wasn't making money. I was not at all successful. And I started, then the journey started of trying to figure out why people succeed and why some people don't. And looking at statistics and the fact that 95% of all businesses fail, that means we 41 people on this call. That means like probably 10% of us fall. Actually, if you take 95%, it's even less than that. It's probably about 2 or 3 on this entire call will succeed if we had to go into business. For me, that was unacceptable. I couldn't believe that. And that's when I started looking at why businesses fail and why they succeed. And the good news is that it doesn't have to be that way. Those numbers are skewed because it's not people that fail, it's attempts. So you don't necessarily fail, and it's not necessarily that 95% of us or 9 out of 10 of us will fail. It's 95% of the times you will fail, because you got to do it a couple of times before you get it right. And so that's what got me into the whole line of business and business coaching, because I started helping people. I started teaching other people how to run a business. And we've just launched our World Class Coach franchise now during COVID, and we are aiming to be the biggest business franchise, business coaching franchise on the African continent. Our focus is on Africa. I honestly believe that the answer for the problems in Africa lies in the hands of small businesses, small and medium-sized businesses, because we are going to drive the economy. And each one of us on this call is a business person. Each one of us on this call is an entrepreneur. You own your own business. You are the CEO of your own business, and that just goes across the board. So that's just a little bit about me and the history and what I've done, and that's what we want to do. I want to change the face of Africa. I don't know, people laugh at me when I say this, but I want the rest of the world to come to us to borrow money. I'm tired of having Africa go to the rest of the world to borrow money so we can survive. I want the rest of the world to come to us and borrow money from us, because we have an amazing continent with amazing people, and a continent of abundance. If only we could grasp that and apply those 3 things that I shared.
I love it. Yeah, I've been since I started 2004, and I read my first book, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, and The Purpose-Driven Life by
Rick Warren.
Rick Warren. I nearly say Rick Joyner. And I immediately started to surround myself by coaches and mentors, and I believe that, everybody can do it. What is your feeling about coaching and normal people? Can normal people have a coach?
Can I tell you a secret, Morris? You are only as big as the world you've been exposed to. That's it. You cannot be bigger than what you've been exposed to. And when I look at my own life, and when I started in business, I'd never been exposed to business. I'd never been exposed to successful business and people that get it right. And once I started coming around people like that and learning from successful people, and once my world got stretched, that's when the breakthrough happened for me, because that's it. How can you know what you don't know, what's outside of your frame of reference? And that's what coaching does. A coach comes alongside you and they expose you to a bigger you, a better you. They challenge you. They kick your butt sometimes, but sometimes that's all we need, because we get so stuck in, and I hate it when people say that, a comfort zone, because it's not a comfort zone. It's a familiar zone. It's what you're familiar with. And it's all you know, and you think that it's a comfort zone, but it's not, because for most people, it's highly uncomfortable. It's actually very uncomfortable. I mean, nobody can tell me that it's comfortable to be in a place where you're failing, where the banks are phoning you every day, where you're not in control, where where you bog down in the stresses and all. That's not comfortable. That's not a comfort zone. It's a familiar zone. And a coach comes alongside you and they stretch you. They take you outside of that familiar zone and they expose you to a different world, a different way of thinking. They help you unlock the talents and that deep thing inside of you that's your gift and your purpose and your destiny, if you want to call it that. So if I look at coaching, if it wasn't for my coaches, I would not be where I am today. If it wasn't for the books that I read and that I learn from, and a lot of the coaches that I learn from are books that I read and courses that I do, and then of course face-to-face coaches that I meet with. But if I wasn't exposed to that, there's no ways I would be able to do or know what I do today.
Awesome, I love it. Another question, and I actually did a poll on a few of our groups and on the Facebook groups, the Financial Freedom Facebook group that I have, and just from your side, how do you see financial freedom? What is financial freedom for you?
So when you talk about financial freedom, that in the beginning for me, I went and looked at my values, and we as people, we naturally gravitate towards our highest value. And I had to go and look at in my life and say, what is valuable to me? So for me, what's valuable to me is freedom, and not only financial freedom, but total freedom, freedom of time, freedom of finances, freedom of choice, freedom of that liberty, if you want to call it liberty. That's the highest thing on my core values, on my values. And I think if I had to sit with each one of you and we dissected your deepest desire, it would probably be the same. It will be that same kind of freedom. So financial freedom for me is to be able to have the choice and the ability to do what you want to, when you want to, for how long you want to. Now, I'm not saying that that when you've got all the money, you can lie on your butt and do nothing all day. That's not what I'm saying, because once you have that freedom and that liberty to decide to do what you want to, when you want to, it's amazing, because that's when you get into that place where you're starting to move into your destiny, where you're starting to influence, where you're starting to fulfill your purpose. And you can't do that without financial freedom. And financial freedom is a different number for each person. For some people, it's 5,000 Rand a month. For some people, it's 50,000 Rand a month. For some people, it's 500,000 Rand a month. There's each person's number is their own, but it's the freedom of choice. And that's,
I love it.
For me, yeah, that's financial freedom.
And it's funny when you speak to certain people that for a lot of people it's $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 per month. We're speaking South African rands. It's a lot of money. It's nearly 50,000 Rand.
Yep.
But for other people, if you tell him, listen, 10 to 50,000 Rand a month, he's laughing at you, because his money mindset is just bigger. And we must aim to broaden our money mindsets and just make it bigger and bigger and bigger. That's why I love what Daniel does as a mindset coach, is to help and assist people to broaden that money mindset, but not the money mindset, your whole mindset. So great. It was a great talk. Daniel, you're welcome on this call. I know Daniel had other things to do, so he said that he's going to come here at 8:30. I'm normally the Reader's Digest guy. I normally just say three words, and then I give it over to the other guys. So you threw me under the bus tonight, Daniel.
Good evening, everyone. It's such a privilege to be on the call, and unfortunately, Carl, I will have to catch you on the recording, buddy. But thank you for sharing with us tonight. I cannot say anything to what you said, but I know that it would have been world class. And thank you very much. And I look forward to the recording. And Marius, I assume that you must call Jason to come and do his Monday evening Jason Talk Crypto, or not?
Oh yes, no, for sure. So Jason, I really hope that that you didn't think that you're still on holiday. And I know we had the morning call this morning, and you had lots of information. I was so glad Friday when I saw the green candles started happening in the crypto world. So luckily, I've got a guy that's more clever than me on the crypto side. He's our subject expert matter. So Jason, all over to you.
Thanks very much, Marius, and thanks very much, Cole. That was very informative. Thank you very much. Yes, I've been away for 10 days, and in those, well, as Marius said, in the last couple of days, Bitcoin has really moved, you know, $1,000. We're sitting right now at 11,500. And, you know, just 2 weeks ago, we weren't expecting the market to recover and go up again. So it is really as exciting times again. But what I want to talk about tonight is just really around altcoins, and what, for those people on the call that don't know what altcoins are, alternative coins is every other coin besides Bitcoin. And we have over 5,000 coins out there on CoinMarketCap that are listed. So there's way over 5,000 different types of altcoins. But the reason why I want to talk about altcoins tonight is that if we just reflect on what happened in 2017 in our last bull run, altcoins outperformed Bitcoin by far. So as we go now into the next bull run, which will be next year, we expect the same. Bitcoin will definitely perform. And if you can remember a few weeks ago, I showed you what Bitcoin could potentially get to, and that number was around about $90,000 as a minimum, going up to sort of $150,000. But that's fine. But you know, altcoins, some altcoins are definitely going to go 100 times, 200 times, and even into the thousands. Now, I just want to just talk about, you know, a few of the sectors around altcoins, and just to give you an idea, you know, what we could be potentially looking at for next year. So up until 7 months ago, there was only really payment coins around, the sector called payment coins, and that is like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Neo, and we were really only trading those coins. But this crypto space has changed so much in the last 6 months that we've got a whole lot of new sectors that have come along. So the other sector is called a smart contract platform, and we look at coins there like Ethereum, DOT, ADA. But with the smart contract platforms, they really are in the red ocean, where what I mean by that is that there's a lot of competition around this sector. So there are opportunities there. You know, like for example, Cardano. Cardano coin is really a coin that is got an open source blockchain, and it's really a opposition coin to Ethereum, where they want sort of businesses to come onto their blockchain and make use of their blockchain to grow their business. So the next sector is DeFi. There's been a lot of talk around DeFi lately, and there we look at Aava, Synthetics, Uni, Compound, Cosmos, and the DeFi sector is definitely going to grow. You know, it's going to be definitely a strong I think risk, if I can call it that, to the banking world, to insurance companies, and it's definitely going to grow, you know, as time goes on. The next sector that I want to talk about is called the non-fungible tokens, NFTs. And this has just really come along in the last sort of 2 or 3 weeks. And there we're talking about gaming tokens, for example, the engine coin. We're talking about digital art now, Ferrari coins. And yeah, as I say, it's brand new, but they're saying there's huge opportunity there. The next sector is really around the energy coins. And this is where the opportunity really lies, because there's only 2 good coins in the sector, which is the Energy Web token and the Power Ledger. And this is really in the blue ocean, where those 2 coins will potentially perform very well going in the next couple of months. And lastly, the oracles will also perform very well. And there we're talking about the links, the dyers, and the bands of the world. And as I said, previously, 6 months ago, we were really only dealing in the payment sector. And in 6 months, all these new sectors have come along. And, I expect in the next couple of months for more and more sectors to come in. And the only way we can actually be abreast of all this is being part of a community, which we are in the crypto school. So I encourage everybody to obviously take advantage of this and become part of our community. And then the most important thing is to always remember to take profits. That is the most important thing. Don't think that because a coin's done 100%, 100x, that now it's going to go to 300x. Always remember to take profits, because if you don't take profits, somebody else will take the profits away from you. And the second most important thing is that, once you start making money, the important thing is to hold on to that money. Do not give it back. And that's the hardest part. So that's it, guys. Thank you, Marius.
Cool. Thank you, Jason. Sorry, it's not Marius. I got the unmute button quicker than Marius. So
thank you, Donnie.
Thank you, Jason. We really appreciate what you come and share with us every Monday evening. And thank you for being our subject matter expert on crypto trading and always being there to help and assist. And but Marius has still got some information to share with you. And I have a little advert that I would play after Marius shared his bit of information with you. Marius, please, buddy.
Daniel, thank you. Yes, and the reason why I asked Carl financial freedom, as we did a lot of polls in the on all our groups, and I asked the question: what is financial freedom for you? $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, $50,000 or $100,000? Because at the end of the day, 3 years ago, I was looking for financial freedom, but in passive income, because I was in a conventional business, having 400 or 500 people work for us. The bottom line of that business was R1 million, just to keep the boat afloat. And I was asking that question for myself, and I was looking for mentors that can help me on the passive income side. 3 years ago, I started to surround myself with crypto mentors, and we really created a coaching program with everything that we were taught. And I just want to share with you a video that I made about the part of the coaching program. And I really believe that everybody is looking for financial freedom. So just get your popcorn and your Coke, and luckily it's not a 1 hour movie, it's just a minute or two, and just hear the heart, and just a part of the coaching program that we are busy with. Professional, resilient entrepreneur. Yes, I'm talking to you. Even if you're working for a boss, even if you are in charge of your own multi-million-dollar company. I'm talking to you. So this program is all about you. What is financial freedom for you? How much dollar income per month do you need to live your desired lifestyle? What is your amount? Everybody's amount differs. For some people, it's only $1,000. For some people, it's $2,000, $5,000 per month. For other people, it's $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 per month. For some people, it's $100,000 per month, or maybe $1 million per month. I can't tell you what is your amount, but what is your dream amount? The one-year journey, a dream written down with a date becomes a goal broken down into steps becomes a plan backed by action becomes reality. And that is what we offer you. We offer you a roadmap. This program provides you with a roadmap to financial freedom. Join our one-year program today and start your journey to total financial freedom. So what we do is we first assist and help you on break even, what you need every month just to come by to pay your bills, and then we up the game and help and assist you to total financial freedom. But I can't just leave you to financial freedom. We need to help you on your spiritual, your mindset, your family side, your career, physical, and fun as well, so that you will have total freedom. But the core here is financial freedom, because your financial freedom needs to fund all the other goals. So from our side, we give you a coaching and accountability. We give you a life coach, a business coach, a waymarker, goal-setting coach, implementation coach, and the mindset coach. At the end of the day, what we need, and also what you need, is a community. So we plug you into a community. So ladies and gentlemen, we've got a brilliant product. Our heart and vision is to help and assist you to be totally financially free. So join us today. Be blessed. Also, thank you, Daniel. I really believe that everybody needs financial freedom in their life. And I know this program that we are busy with, we change so many people's lives around. I get the testimonial on a daily basis of the students' lives that we change around. So Daniel, thank you. I think the advert that you wanted to show is about Saturday, so you can proceed if you want to.
Yeah, Marius, the advert that I want to show is not Saturday. You created the advert for Saturday. I wanted to add a small 30-second clip on the professional program that you've just talked about. So here it is. So yes, that's all about getting you to freedom. And we created that one-year program with 5 different verticals, with 5 different coaches, as Marius explained, to help you to take away the friction between those areas in your life. And that is what we achieve. And we have various testimonies from people. And I've seen the photo earlier today with Marius of some of the testimonies. And it is amazing to see what people say, what this workshop, this program is assisting them with. So thank you, Marius.
Daniel, no, you can proceed if you so want to. This is just from a few guys, and Cole, this is for you. They are speaking about their business coach. I don't know what you are doing right, because Daniel and I, we don't get reviews like this. I'm just joking.
Marius is just not showing them here. But thank you, Cole, for those amazing feedbacks. I mean, if someone tells you my business coach is the best, Thank you, Cole. And yes, no, I do not have a practical business plan. Can you believe it? Every one of us need a practical business plan. And as you can see from that name and surname, that person doesn't stay in South Africa. It's an international person on our program. It's not someone in South Africa. It's not someone in our business in South Africa. It is someone from our business. George Pons, who's the third comment on that list, is a guy with a tile factory in Spain. He's the CEO and owner of a tile factory creating floor tiles in Spain on our call. And he says, great content today. Thank you so much, Cole. A successful business person, international business person, giving thanks to our business coach. I mean, Jaggi Singh, some of you know Jaggi Singh. He's the only one on that list that you might know because he is in South Africa when he's not in the East and in Asia. So thank you for these important steps. I thought I knew what I want, but now I see there's much more required. I'm working on this right now. So thank you, Cole, our business coach. I know that was for our business coach. And then we have one there for our implementation coach that we decided to pull out today. Oh my word, this just keeps getting better. I'm so excited with this program. Looking forward to who I'm going to be by the end of this beautiful pack program. Thank you, team. I am excited. And that's just some of the feedback in the background of our business. And you see that we allowed the names in there because we're not afraid to show that, because those are real people like you and I experience a difference in their life and difference in the day-to-day application in their life. So Marius, you can continue. I assume you're now going to go to Saturday.
Yes, no, for
Donnie?
sure.
Yes, Jason.
Just a short testimonial from my side, if you allow me.
You will most definitely be welcome, buddy.
And I must say, you are now the best. The reason for that is that 2 weeks ago, Donnie actually did a short video where he actually challenged us around our goals and more specifically around our financial goals. And as Marius alluded a bit earlier, I've been on leave and I've actually took my Think and Grow Rich book that Donnie supplied us with, and I actually read some of those chapters, and I've put my financial goal down. It's so crystal clear now, Donnie, that I know exactly what I'm aiming for. But before we, I carry on, Donnie, is that, guys, I worked for corporate for 28 years. 2016, I realized I wouldn't achieve my why. My why is very big. I'm very clear on what my why should be. And I realized in 2016, I wouldn't achieve my why by staying in corporate. And I put a plan in place to leave corporate. In 2018, I left corporate, only with a why and a lot of faith. But I did not have a financial goal attached to that why. But I'm glad to say today, I have that goal attached to my why. And Donnie, I'd like to thank you very much for that.
Awesome. Thank you, Jason. I will send you the Bitcoin a bit later for that advertisement. Thank you, Jason. It's cool if we have someone in the team, someone that everyone knows, someone that's part of the team that paid for a workshop, for a program for a year, and we get that kind of feedback from that. I think that is amazing, because Jason is not just someone in the background. He is a person that everyone knows. He is our subject matter expert, and still Jason is teachable. Jason registered for that 1-year program, and he is following the 1-year program, and there you heard a little testimony of part of the result of that. So thank you, Jason, for that.
Yes, Donnie, there are not just business people on this program. We've got a guy that he's a policeman that's on this program, and he's making progress like you won't believe.
Yeah, you shouldn't say too much, because I see he's on the call. We would love him to say something. Pierre, would you unmute yourself and say something, or don't you want to show your face because you're actually undercover as a policeman? You see, he's not showing his face.
Yeah, just give a gap there.
Okay, he's still not showing his face, ladies and gentlemen. He's undercover, but he will talk to you.
He's in camera also.
You see me now, Donnie.
Ja, ek sien jou. Hallo Pierre.
No, yes, sure. I can just concur with many of these guys. If you sit in a certain way for more than 3 decades, and you enter this program, your head gets scrambled, Bobby. You have to start from the beginning, and it's nice. It's just amazing how it brings back that to structure from the beginning, you know. And yeah, I cannot. You caught me a bit off guard here, but yeah, I really enjoy the program, and I would like to not use PDF papers to read my book, but nevertheless, I enjoy the program, guys. I encourage everybody for it.
Oh, thank you, Pierre. Sorry that we've thrown you under the bus there, but Marius just said that that is a person who's a life policeman, is an actual policeman in the police force at this very moment still, and that is what he's done, and he served our country well. So thank you, Pierre. But now you're changing the way that you set up the last part of your life, and that's the beautiful part of it. And there are many more people on our program on this call, but I don't want to call out everyone now. If any one of them would unmute themselves, we will call them, but I don't want to call them out. It's not polite. We did not orchestrate this tonight. We did not orchestrate it with Jason, neither with Pierre. So Marius, Saturday.
Daniel, yes, I'm going to share screen again, and Donnie showed me how to build slides, so I'm now a slide builder. So we're going to have a great Binance meetup at the physical crypto school. Can you believe it, Daniel? The first physical meeting that we're going to get since the beginning of lockdown, and we're so excited about that. I've got sleepless night. I'm going to get my best clothes out and polish my shoes. And but it's going to be a Binance day, so everybody that wants to be there, we will have a link tomorrow on the crypto school on the website, and because you have to book, we have to conform to the COVID rules, so we can only allow 80 people there. We can actually allow a bit more, but Binance said only 80 people. It's a 220 seater. And they just told us just 70% of the room. And it's going to be a great day, only for 2 hours. We will definitely going to have some giveaways. So you're more than welcome to come and meet us there. We would love to see the faces, and it's going to be great. Donnie, I know that you want to put some more meat around it.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, that little logo was created by Binance at head office in Asia, and they put a little monument in there, so they could Google. I mean, we didn't suggest anything. They created that, and you see the space is open on how you're going to book. We will know that by tomorrow. We only received this artwork earlier today, and guys, girls, listen what I say. We've been on a corporate Binance call earlier today where they told everyone Binance are not hosting live meetings in South Africa. Everything must be digital, but they've given exception to us from head office all the way from Binance in Asia. We got an exception on the rule that we as the crypto school can host the first ever live, people in the room, Binance meetup in Pretoria, the first Binance meetup in South Africa, where people will be in a room, will be on Saturday, and it's only from 10 to 12, and we will have giveaways. We will have some regalia to give away. 5 people will each walk away with $20 of crypto, and we have an opportunity on Saturday to really help and assist, and we're going to teach and train. And we're going to have Binance angels in the room that will talk 1 or 2 pieces of technical stuff with regards to Binance and how to use Binance. And we will help and assist you to see how to trade and how to use Binance on Saturday. So Saturday, 10 to 12 is a Binance event. Binance is paying for the event, and that's why you are not paying. It's a free event. You will only get information, and you will only get free crypto if you're one of the lucky ones. You won't have to pay anything. So please follow the Facebook page of the Crypto School tomorrow during the course of the day to find the link to register for this. Once the first one in South Africa ever, and the only one that's going to happen currently is a live actual event in the room. Yes, masks are compulsory to enter the room, but we will make sure that you're safe. So yeah, thank you, Marius.
And we will also have a master trader in the room. So we are looking forward to that. I see that, Rudo, you're also in the room tonight. So thank you for visiting us. I hope you learned a bit from our business coach. And Rudo is an excellent trainer. So I'm looking forward to be with you there on Saturday. So Daniel, yes, that's all from my side tonight. It was a great evening. Cole, thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know if there's any questions for Cole from the room.
So let's facilitate 2 questions. If there's questions for Cole from the room, you are, let me just add that you are allowed to unmute yourself. If someone has got a question for Cole, our business coach, please, our world-class coach, please go unmute yourself, ask your question. Cole, it seems as if you've done an amazing job, buddy. There's no questions. Everything that you talked on is crystal clear. So, Cole, without further ado, please give us your closing remarks for this evening, please.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you, Daniel. Yes, guys, you've probably heard this said many, many times, but you are also the average of the people you spend most of your time with. It's been a pleasure for me to spend this time with you, and it's great to be the average of all of you guys together. Thank you, Daniel.
Cool. Thank you, Cole, our business coach. We really appreciate you. Me and Marius had a coaching working session with our business coach about 3 weeks ago, and we changed a number of things in our business. So thank you, Cole, for your input and being part of the team. We really appreciate your time and your energy that you have come and spent with us tonight, and your wisdom. And ladies and gentlemen, it's not just summer any time for Cole. He's becoming a daddy in the next 1-2 days. I mean, Wednesday is the expected due date for his son arriving, and a young little one coming. So Cole, thank you on top of that to still come and spend time with us. We really appreciate that. Marius, thank you. Thank you, Jason, for your participation. Thank you, Pierre, for your little testimony that you've thrown in there for us. And Marius, thank you for hosting this without me. This is the first time that, sorry, I lied. This is the second time that I'm not on the crypto talk. The previous time I was in Kruger and I did not have enough signal to get onto the call. And tonight I was not planned not to be on the call. So last time I just did not get onto the call. This time I planned not to be on the call. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. We see you tomorrow evening on the Binance Trading Talk. And thank you for everyone being in the room. We send you home. Go and have a great one. Watch the crypto. Watch the crypto. Watch the crypto. Have a good one. Cheers.
With the 4th Industrial Revolution, we have the world at our fingertips. The way we used to watch, engage, listen, and save has all changed. So has the future of money become part of the revolution.